Hello. No. Man. I tried to make waiting music again. Without a lot of success. Hello. What is the title today? Thinking about next week. Okay, yeah, I'm thinking about next week. But before, I'm thinking about today. The things I thought of today while walking. Today I walked a little bit later, right now, like right before now, from like 3:30 to 4:30. So I have it more or less fresh. Oh, and I wrote it. Well, fuck it. Let's paste it here. Walk thoughts. So I thought of just when I walked out, I saw my neighbor's house, or well, close, like close to my neighbors, not like my immediate neighbors, but some person that is more or less close, and someone in my neighborhood basically. And his house had a lot of trees, like his backyard had a lot of trees, and you can see the trees like coming out of the gates and all that. And I wondered, right? House, neighbor's house with trees in the backyard. And I got the idea of like, I could ring the bell and ask if I can see his garden, right? Can I see it from the inside? How does it look? Because it has like a lot of different trees. It has this cherry tree with like pink flowers. It has, I think, an almond tree with like pinkish but more whiter flowers. It has more trees like with different characteristics. And I was like, interesting. I would like to see it from the inside. Right? It's probably like the prettiest garden in the whole neighborhood. So I would be like, But I don't know because I haven't seen it from the inside. Right? I don't know how it looks from the inside. And I don't know how much space do the trees take inside the garden. I was like, it would be interesting. I don't know. I'm not sure if I will ever do that, but yeah, I was thinking about that. After that, I was thinking, like, I don't know, like I'm not close with any neighbors. I wouldn't feel comfortable going up to them and being like, hey, can I do it? But I don't know, maybe one day. Who knows? I was thinking that in the event that I bought this house, for example, the house that I live in the event that I bought it, then I would think about it. I think there is a good chance he would love to show you. Could also be that he won't. But I don't think he would be rude when you ask. Yeah, that could be. Yeah, that's probably an interesting thought. Yeah, I don't think he would be super rude. Yeah, I was more like self-conscious, right? Because, for example, here we are. How do you say it? When you are not buying but renting, there is like a word for that. Tenants, right? We are tenants. We are not like owners. So, yeah, it's like we are. I guess if you are an owner, right, you do know the people more or less, at least sometimes, and some people, because there are like these house, how is it called? HOAs, homeowners associations, right? There is one of those, and the homeowners association, right, has like a yearly meeting or something like that, right? So, kind of people know each other. Right? It's like plus your neighbors, right? So, more or less, you kind of know each other, and there are like affinities and disaffinities, right? There are probably people who like each other and people who don't. There is probably someone who is like more annoying than the rest, or maybe someone isn't. I don't know, and I don't know all of that lore. Well, first because I'm like the kid, right? It's not my I don't rent a house, but also in addition because we rent the house. Right? We are not owning the house. So yeah, in my mind, it would be kind of strange, right? But I don't know. Maybe it's just only in my mind, right? It would make sense to be like that, right? If I were a homeowner, right? If I owned the home, I think like it would be better received because it's like, oh, kind of, right? In this homeowners association, there is always kind of, I guess in the United States at least, there is this kind of perception that they are like control freaks, right? And that they want the whole neighborhood to look coherent or something like this, right? And by asking, it's kind of like giving into that spirit. But if I'm just renting, right, and it's just out of curiosity, I don't know. I'm not sure if. Yeah, I don't think he would be rude, but I don't know. I feel like people react badly, not badly, but react. I don't know. Badly. Let's use the word badly. They react badly to, just like simple curiosity, right? People react badly to it for some reason. It's like if you are just some guy and you take pictures of cars, right? People react badly to it. It's like no one is excited of getting a picture of their car taken, right? They are always like on the defensive, right? People are like, hey, why are you taking a picture of my car, right? It's like, blur the license plate. It's like, bro. It's like your concerns are, I don't know, they don't make sense, right? It's like your license plate is on view right now, right? I can see it, right? I could just take a note of it, right? But why are your concerns those instead of like, why are you taking, like, I don't know, they are like, it's like the concerns kind of precede the curiosity for what is going on. So it's like, I feel like people would react that way, right? It's like, how would you react if you, how I would react? I think I would react well because I am, I don't know, because I appreciate that, right? And I have these thoughts to myself from beforehand. But I don't think people are like that, right? I think people are like, if you are like, hey, you have a beautiful garden or whatever, people are like suspicious, right? They are like, do you want to rob my house? I think that's how people would react. I don't know. It's like in my experience, people are like that sometimes. So not only sometimes, but like kind of that is kind of the baseline, and there is this kind of suspicion or something like that. Right? There is this kind of extractive mindset. It's like, what does this person want to extract from this situation? Right? There is kind of this adversarial situation for some reason. Right? I don't know. And I'm like, I don't know. And I don't want to encounter that voluntarily, right? It's like, well, just, I don't know, just without reason, right? Or I would want to diminish those things. Did you ever ask someone this? The car thing has happened, right? I like cars, so I take pictures of cars usually, right? And it's like most times, the car is just parked on the street. It's not like the owner is watching. But sometimes the owner is like close enough, and it will, and so it has happened to me, right? It's not like they were super rude or something, right? But you can perceive that is the energy. It's like people will say something like, the thing that they tell you is this kind of, chill, right? It's like, be careful with these things. They are never with the energy of like, oh, thank you for appreciating this beautiful, right? It's like, they are never like with the common thing. They are never like, okay, what do we have in common? They are always like, what can go wrong from this situation? I don't know. This is my experience. The car situation, taking pictures and people like telling you, not in a rude way, but in a pretty, like that there is the first concern that comes to their mind. That is, and not the first, but the only, right? It's not like, hey, can you blur this license plate? Oh, also, by the way, it's like, why do you, or no, it's just like blur the license plate. And I'm like, I'm always obviously like, no problem. And like, I mean, I don't think I was even going to post it or whatever, but I think cars are different from garden. Yeah, could be. Yeah, but also, for example, people, like when you ring a bell to do something, right? It's like if you are like, this is also what people who sell shit say, right? Most people don't care about the shit that you have to sell, right? It's like if you are trying to sell something, people don't give a shit about it, right? And like the expectation is that they will be rude, right? So it's like, because that is what usually goes on that is kind of the expectation of what's going to happen when someone rings your bell, right? I guess something like that, right? True. Yeah, that I don't know. Also, there is kind of a difference between being a kid and being an adult, right? If you're a kid and you ask that thing, people like assume innocence and whatever, assume like goodwill, or like if you're a kid and you are playing football and you ring the bell because your ball is on the, it's like people will be kind of scolded, right? But they will do it, right? They will be like, okay, but be careful or something, right? But if you're an adult, it's like, I don't know, suddenly it's like things and stakes are different, right? It seems like, I don't know. I haven't tried it, right? I could try to see what happens, but yeah, I don't know. I was also thinking about just painting in general, right? Painting. After that, I was thinking about painting. Right? Before that, actually, I was thinking about painting. Painting. It's like cherry tree painting. Mm. Traditional painting. China. Yeah, it's like I took painting lessons from a Chinese guy who had like this, I don't know, shop about of Chinese things, but he kind of in the back room he had he painted stuff, right? And he had like these beautiful paintings. I don't know. They were like, to me they were like pretty zen, right? And it's like they were these very natural paintings, right? It were they were like little birds. I don't know, birds. I don't know if they are traditional paintings. Yeah, something like this, right? And he had, but much more subtle. Yeah, see, you can see this. If you see this, it's like you can see the way it's painted, right? Ah, yeah, oh, nice. I like I don't paint this well, right? And I have never done this in years, and I never got to painting like super well. But I did paint like a couple of birds or something like this, and see, it's like the the los trazos. I'm not sure how the traces or yeah the lines. There is like this way of painting, and there is a lot of like depending on how you move the painting, there is really a lot of like different things. And yeah, see, there is also, for example, this guy is like very tick 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 tick, but there you can also do it like pretty broad strokes, and yeah, see, it's like with a couple of big broad strokes, you are painting like big features of the bird. I don't know. And I got reminded of that while watching the flowers, right? Because if you see the flowers, the branches of the flowers, they are always like, they are never like just a straight line, right? They are always like peep, 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 something like zigzaggy and all that. And it reminded me of that. I was thinking before. First, I was thinking of this. Then I was thinking of, maybe I could ask the person. But I don't know. I saw because I focused on the cherry tree and all of this, and then I saw there were more trees. It was interesting. Yeah, the branches are always very like this, very very branchy. Looks cool. Yeah, I will save this. Mm, save tomorrow. Okay, next thing. Oh, and the guy was called like Mr. Lee. Pretty, I don't know, maybe it's stereotypical or something, but he was like, that was his name, Mr. Lee. Well, not sure if like Lee or Lee. Oh, well, to me, Señor Lee, because we are in Spain, right? So. I don't know. Back in that day, remembering those times, it was pretty like, I don't know, it was pretty strange. It's like, I don't know why he agreed to that. I don't know if my mom paid him or not. I don't remember. Like, I was not sure of, like, I was not aware of what was going on. I just did there, and yeah. I also practiced sometimes. I probably got frustrated a lot because my mom is very, I don't know, she gets very angry if I don't do things her way or on all this. Right? Okay, next thing. I thought, another thing that I thought of. Carrefour posters. Video idea. I'm not sure if you remember this or if these were a part of something, but poster rack. Yeah, this. Like, have you ever seen something like this? Let's see. Wait, can I do one of these? Botón derecho, duplicar. Sony flipped. Propiedades. Configurar vídeo. La barra fija. What? Well, hay que filtros. Filtros de audio vídeo agregar. Maybe just like this. Transformar, ok. Rotar horizontalmente. Ok, yes, this. This. These poster racks. Have these been a thing? Like, I remember going to the mall and all these things, and there were like this display of posters, and I don't know, it was funny for some reason. For some reason, it was funny. For some reason, like, I remember those fondly. Like, flipping through those, and they always made like this sound, right? Because they were like kind of metallic, and like the posters themselves, it was like there were always like two car posters, right? There was also like, usually it was a Ford Mustang and like a Volkswagen California or something like this, right? A Volkswagen bus, like the front of a hippie bus or something like this, or like there were like three hippie buses side by side, and it was interesting to see them. I don't know. I always liked those, like the car posters, and then there were always the other stuff, right? And the other stuff was interesting. There were like Marvel movies posters, or like maybe Marvel movie posters, or like, yeah, for example, a Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon cover, a Michael Jackson poster, or yeah, or just like random shit, right? Like the periodic table, or what are they called? Like the solar system, the solar system. Yeah, I saw a lot of those as a kid, but not in Sometimes See. Yeah, I was thinking about that as well, right? I was thinking about like the video idea. Like, go to the, like, because yeah, I put Carrefour. This is like how our supermarkets are called? Carrefour. Well, the one that is close to me, and it's like the big supermarket. It's not a mall. It's more like a supermarket. Well, it is a mall, but as a mall, it's pretty shit. It's like a pretty shitty mall. It's more a supermarket than a mall. It's like a supermarket with a small mall attached, but a big supermarket. And yeah, it's like I can't recall if it just doesn't exist or if in the time that they have, because in all these years they have like renovated the interior a lot of times, right? Or if this is like one of those things that have been dropped, right? And I was curious about that. I wanted to like go there, see around, like if I find it, and if I don't find it, kind of ask if someone knows, because maybe someone knows, right? Maybe someone is like, oh yeah, I remember those. Or maybe they don't. Maybe it's like someone working minimum wage that has been hired like 6 months ago, maybe. But maybe there is like someone who is a bit older and knows a little bit, right? About when were they discontinued. Oh, actually, I remember because the Carrefour has like contact information of people. Yeah, this mall actually now has some kind of, I don't know, I guess PR type shit where there is like like some fucking random ass poster and it says something like the name of someone, a picture, like kind of corporate picture of like someone, I don't know, maybe being like this or like this, I don't know, a corporate picture, and then it has like a contact information, like an email, and it says contact me here for whatever, right? For whatever reason or something. Like it's pretty open like that, right? It's pretty like just to give me any feedback or like to give me or to make ourselves better or something. I don't know, classic corporate shit. But it has like the email, so maybe I will fucking just go there, check if the email. Okay, that's a good actionable point, right? That's a good thing to do for like research, I guess. Contact information of that, of the poster thing. And yeah, I don't know. I want to track down, this is to track down. Yeah, not just, yeah, like who is in the business of doing this. Because I think that once you start looking into stuff, for example, like if you go to like random small supermarkets in Spain, you will see these shelves of like, I don't know, Estantería Libros Grupo Planeta or something like this. I can't find a picture right now, but yeah, it's like Grupo Planeta, for example, is this publisher in Spain. And you will see that like random supermarkets, let's see. Estantería Libros, Supermercado. Yeah, you see something like this, right? Oh. Flipped. This will usually be like branded by the publisher, right? And you will see, yeah, for example, Grupo Planeta, and they are only books from this one editorial or like this one publisher. So I think it's like once you start looking in, it's like who the fuck decides that, right? It's like how does that get there, right? It's like the manager of the store, or is it like the manager of the general chain of the supermarkets? Like who decides that? So like same with the posters, right? It's like maybe there are no posters in the one that I go to, but maybe like the company that makes the posters or like whatever still exists, but it's just like much smaller and it has like their business has like been taken down by AliExpress because you can now just order the poster to order, like to made to order the poster that you want with the actual thing that you want instead of being like restricted to this selection of like things, right? But I don't know. I thought I was thinking about this and I was thinking like, actually, right? I agree. Like, for example, I don't have any poster from that, right? But the experience of that thing existing did probably shape something about me in some way, right? Like that thing as like my response to that as like countercultural or something. Maybe I was like, those posters are so fucking lame, right? Or they don't have exactly the car that I want. Or like, oof, they are so expensive, I could get them for like €3 on AliExpress, right? But the dialogue between me and those and that poster exposition is actually something interesting. I don't know, and I want to dig a little bit deeper into that, right? It's something interesting, and I wonder, like, and I want to like do one of these kind of dives, but with this truthful element, right? It's like maybe like it is very probable, right? Not sure, but it is probable that the truth is that they literally have been taken over, like their business has been taken over by AliExpress, right? It's like no one gives a shit about anymore about those when you can just like the poster business is probably like 100, like it has shifted, I don't know, probably like 70% online or something like that, which is bad for them. Like this is the problem, I guess, right? That is bad for them. But and I don't want to paint like AliExpress as the villain, right? Because the fact is that it's true, right? It is true that one of the consequences of the dialogue is, bro, you can get this for like half the price somewhere else, right? But it's like there is a loss in losing that, right? Obviously, if they don't have a profit, they are not going to keep being around, right? But it's like if no one buys the posters, yeah. But they were like it's like thinking of television right now, right? It's like if you think of TV in the 90s or something, it's like shit was everything, right? Everything was like TV. It's like you could not conceive of like there were home movies, then there were things that you pitched to TV. Not like there was like barely any in between. Maybe once approaching the 2000s, like one of these shows featuring home movies or like videos started to appear, right? But before that, it was like just straight to TV or like home movies that no one watches, or like I don't know, like there was a lot of like TV had like this big thing, right? So in that power, in that control, in all that, they created a lot of the dialogue, and they were like the focus of a lot of dialogue, right? So maybe now a lot of YouTubers have this TV mind in mind when making things, right? But now the ones growing up now don't have that, and it's like telling that story to those people is interesting in a way, right? So telling this same little fragment of a story of the thing display, I don't know. It makes me. I think it's a funny story at least. Right? Not sure if a good one or if a very long one or if a. But it's a funny story. I think I like it. And yeah, that was the idea that I had. And yeah, I have another thing written like in my actual notes here. Something like, oh yeah, video with help of Christian. Video with help of Christian. Christian is a friend of mine, but he's like not unemployed, but he's like self-employed. So I'm not sure like what his timing is, but I think that if there was a friend of mine that can help me record that, it's probably him. But yeah, before asking him for the video to help me record the video, I want to do the research, right? I want to do the research. track down things, then dialogue that shaped me. Oh. Dialogue that shaped me. And how is this called? Yeah, like examples of posters. Something about the range of the posters, right, is also something I want to show, right? This is why I want to actually find one, right? I want to actually find one of those live, because the selection of the posters has a funny element to it, right? Because, yeah, what did I say? I say cars, the things that I like, right? So for the Mustang, for example, like this, yeah, if you look up something like Shelby GT500 wallpaper, let's like Shelby GT500 67 wallpaper, because it is the old Mustang, right? If you look something like this, it's probably something, yeah. Basically, it's like essentially this one of these, and also pretty great, right? So one of, like, for example, this or this, one of these, right? It's basically what these posters. I don't know. It's like seeing these images. Oh, you blocked most of it. This. No, it's mostly like the gray ones, right? They remind me of, yeah, of like these Sigma memes, right? It's like all gray. The Mustang is gray. Everything is gray, right? It's like very man cave vibes, right? Man cave. See, something like this, right? It's a poster that would fit like here, right? It has to be gray, right? It has to be gray. This kind of thing. And also the Volkswagen Bus wallpaper. Volkswagen Hippie Bus wallpaper. The almost like I swear I've seen this exact thing as a poster in one of those things that you flip through, right? Like the three Volkswagen buses, one of different color. I've seen this picture. Like, I swear to God, I've seen this one. And yeah, there is also one which is like way more front view. Like, I swear I've seen also like a way more front view one. Yeah, something like this. But more, see, these are, for example, I'm not sure if I've seen these exact images, but I swear I've seen this exact image, like this exact image I've seen. And also, for example, beers, right? Like beers wallpaper. Let's see, wallpaper. Yeah, for example, not exactly like this, more like maybe infographic instead of something like this, right? These kind of things also. This type of thing. For some reason, also a lot of those in posters. Then, let's see, there's infographic or something. Infographic. graphic. Yeah, something like this, or like more like this. See? Beer menu, and it's like 7 beers or something. I only saw movie posters and other art on those flip things. Cars never really interested me, but to be fair, the other pictures also didn't. I was just bored waiting for my dad or something. Yeah, I was also like probably doing the same thing, right? It's like you are just bored flipping through these things. But I did want the Cars. Like if I wanted one, it was probably the Cars one, right? That is probably, oh, I wish I could buy one of these to put in my room. But I don't know. It's like I never dared to ask, or I just never like cared enough to ask, or like I don't know. But I always looked at if they were Cars, and I did look through everything and kind of I do remember more like some of the things that I saw. Right, for example, those artists that I mentioned, like Michael Jackson is probably familiar, and The Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd, definitely seen that cover. Movie posters as well. And there sometimes I recall that there are like it's like there were like split sections, right? It was like maybe a chunk of like 10, then another chunk of 10, and then another chunk of 10. And the first chunk of 10 was like all movie posters, right? So you could flip around and there would be like these classic movie posters. Then like Pulp Fiction always, I'm sure Pulp Fiction was there as well. Then the ones in the middle will be, for example, I don't know, singers and you see like singers, and then the last one is just like fucking random shit, and it's like this, a couple of cars, then like the beer thing, then maybe coffee, then just some random fucking unicorn or some shit, right? And there was probably some like especially for kids section or something with, I guess, Hello Kitty or this type of shit. I don't recall that one as much, but and the bottom of the stand would have like the posters with a sticker with a number. I do remember also that. And maybe I've bought one or two in some time. I think I have bought at least some time, but I don't see them, so I can't recall. But I swear I've done it. I don't know. It is a bit of a loss, I think, because like the quality, at least, right? They were professionally made posters, and you like there was a professional thing, right? Like there was a business behind it. You can tell that there was a business behind it. So yeah, it was like a serious endeavor, and the posters were like nice. So like the Dark Side of the Moon thing was a good image of the Dark Side of the Moon, right? If you look, for example, if you try to do it yourself, you have to pay attention, right? You can't just download any Dark Side of the Moon image and send it to the AliExpress guy because it will look like shit, probably, right? You have to choose the right one. So there are like as a side effect, I think this is what happened, right? Probably 75%, let's say, like 70% of the houses would look better because they would have a professionally made thing than now, because people are cheap, so they look for the cheapest option. But they essentially would have just done the same shit, right? They see the pink Dark Side of the Moon and they're like, whoa, Dark Side of the Moon, look at the price, fuck, €8, so expensive. They look at AliExpress, €4, then the one that comes is shit, right? That's probably something that happened, right? And 70% of the time. And then there's probably the 30% of the time, which is like, ooh, posters, but these posters are shit that I don't care about. Could I find posters online? And then you look at online posters and you actually find something interesting, right? So at least there is like that 30% of like openness, I would say. I made up the percentages, but that's what I think, right? That has happened. I don't know. I thought it was funny. Beer Universe Solar System Singers Movie Posters. Volkswagen Bus, Ford Mustang. That's it. I think that's all I want to say. I was thinking about it, but not much else. The next thing, asking ChatGPT about throwing a rock in a small pond. Fuck it, let's do that. I have to buy ChatGPT again, but let's do it. This is also like getting ready for tomorrow, right? $24. Holy fuck. I mean, time just moves on. In the early days, we needed to buy CDs to play games and listen to music and look at the posters outside. But now they can just download everything and buy posters from whatever it was called. The poster thingy that gets so much advertisement. Redbubble or something like that, right? How the fuck do I make ChatGPT? I want to learn more. I want to know what's the message cap. Because bro, I click learn more and it doesn't say anything. Ok, I thought it gets so much advertisement, but I can't remember the name and can't find it now, so I was wrong, I guess. Is it Redbubble? I have bought once from Redbubble, but I'm not sure if that's what you mean. No. Displate? But I'm not sure if Displate is posters or if it's something else. Displate. Yeah, I think these are like metal posters, so it's kind of different in a way. Yeah, that one. No. Yeah, these are metal, right? So these are a bit different. They have like their own thing, I would say. Yeah, I guess the equivalent of browsing that is going online and doing this, right? Doing this scroll. This is like what if you're bored, you can just look display.com and browse like this, see more posters while your dad like where your dad is like, hey, what are you doing? Or something. I mean, these are like so millennial coded in a way, right? To me, I see these kind of things and I think millennial for some reason. I mean, I would buy this one, but I mean, if you want to see the posters that I have, I'm not sure if I can show it. I can maybe take a picture, and I probably have a picture. Or photos. I'm not sure if I have like pared. Do, 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 do. No. Muy buenas, Armando. Muy feliz cumpleaños. Hostias, qué miedo. Hostias, qué miedo. I have seen some glimpses because I have videos like congratulating my friends from birthdays or something. Your shirt looks slightly invisible with your green screen. Yeah, I find it funny. I have darker green ones, but this light green one looks only slightly invisible. Yeah, this video. I mean, this video is 3 years old, so it has changed by now. But I kind of show what I have on my table. Okay, this has changed, but yeah, I'm not sure what the fuck was I doing here. That plate fell off. I don't have a calendar anymore. I don't have these things anymore, but yeah, these are like I got these in Munich. I think they're stored somewhere. I now have monitors here instead of that. I now have my monitors on the right. Yeah, and I still have that poster, I'm not sure what the fuck am I doing, but studieren gehen. Bro, why am I doing this? I mean, I think I covered everything, right? I'm pretty big, so but it doesn't matter anyways. It can't be seen. So yeah, this is how my wall looks now. See, I don't have the well, probably no, you don't see anything. Okay, small. So this is how my wall looks now. I have this Taylor Swift related poster. This is one from the Reputation era. Is this the end of all the endings? King of my heart. This is a Mercedes F1 car, the one with like it's kind of signed by Hamilton and all this. It's like obviously this is not original, right? This is like just it was a PDF or something, and I got it from AliExpress. And this is something that I got from Redbubble. It is kind of similar to this in the sense that there are circuits, but this is like just Nürburgring specific, and this one is for. It has like a lot of circuits of the world. It has the Nordschleife. It has like the Circuit de la Sarthe from Le Mans. It has the Barcelona one. Basically, like most F1 tracks and some other things like iconic tracks like the Avus race. Well, it's not sure if it's a raceway, but the Avus track, which is basically like a 30-kilometer long straight or something like this. It has. Oh yeah, the thing surrounding everything is the Isle of Man Tourist Trophy layout. It has like Daytona, Monza, the old Monza Autodrome, and the current Monza course. Yeah, it has some iconic. I think the current F1 calendar, for example, has changed a lot of things. And for example, the Miami circuit, I don't think it will be here. COTA is here, Circuit of the Americas, but I don't think the current Miami layout is there because it's pretty like it's new. I think. I'm not sure. I was just wondering the same thing. Your cam movement was not it. I tell you, yeah. I'm not sure what I was like. I'm not sure what the context of that video is. I think it was probably testing something. I think more than actually documenting what's going on because I don't know. But yeah, basically this is something I would buy actually. The Karussell, Kleines Karussell, and the Karussell. This is probably the most famous curve in the whole circuit. Schwedenkreuz, Gothenburg, Flugplatz. Is there one from Spa? The Spa one actually has like famous curves with like famous names as well. I like this aesthetic as well. The blueprint one. That's why I have like my Mercedes one. I don't even like support Mercedes that much. Are those names just in German? Yeah, I think they don't. The carousel. People call it like the carousel, or in Spanish el carrusel, but many others I'm not sure if they are translated or not. See, look, this is in Italian, caracciola, but the rest ones are just like that. Location: Nürburgring, Germany. Ah, okay. Ah, something with the history. This is interesting. Yeah, the Baku track is pretty new. This one is the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix or something like that. Las Vegas, Miami. Madrid. España, Españita, Españita. Okay, what did I want to ask ChatGPT? I forgot. Something about a pond. A map where you can compare the real sizes of the trucks would be interesting, I think. Yeah, that's the one I have. That's why I liked it, because it's pretty visual. This one. Like the Isle of the Man course is a whole isle, right? So it surrounds everything. The Nürburgring is really big. And you can see, for example, that the Spa is pretty long compared to like other Formula One tracks, right? Well, Monza is also a long one, but yeah, many others are smaller. For example, this one, Estoril Algarve, Barcelona is pretty small compared to like Spa. They all seem so small compared to some, so I thought it was just a fit. No, I think this one is made like at real scale. The one I bought. It's like the guy who made it is written here. He's called like Matt Dunlop. I think I saw it on Reddit some time ago, and yeah, he talked a little bit about how it was pretty difficult to get like all the things right on all the positioning right. It's also kind of from west to east, more or less, where in the world it is, more or less, right? And obviously, except like the Isle of Man, which is surrounding everything. But yeah, for example, this is Europe, right? So Le Mans, Germany, France, Belgium, Netherlands. I think this is, for example, Sweden or something like that. Let me see. Yeah, no, this is not Nürburgring, also Germany. But yeah, Moscow, Russia. This, for example, Japan, Asia, all of this. Then Australia, South America, USA. It's kind of like that. So it has many things going on at once, right? It's the world, where they are, how big they are. I mean, it is funny because, for example, Jarama, which is in Spain, my country, is right next to Darlington, which is in the USA, right? But like, I don't know, you have to do. Darlington track. South Carolina. I guess latitude-wise, might be close, right? South Carolina. Raleigh, North Carolina. Charleston, South Carolina. It's more like Morocco, but I guess. Yeah. That's why I bought it. Okay, that's pretty cool. Not gonna lie, still wouldn't put that in my room, but I like it. Yeah, I like it as well. And I have, like, for example, these check marks are the ones that where I've been, right? And I don't know, not a goal, but something I'd like to do is to keep this poster and to keep checking, right? Keep going to more of these. I think there is an interesting thing, right? Which is that when you go to these tracks, right, the culture is very similar, you can say, across countries, right? Everyone in these tracks is more or less like upper class and rich, more or less, right? Not always, but at many events, for example, at the Formula One Grand Prix and all those kind of events, or just if they are like racing touring cars, it's an expensive sport. So everyone who is there is pretty posh in that way. And posh people all around the world are kind of not a monoculture, but they kind of are a monoculture, right? And especially if they are racing cars, it's like they probably all know the same people, like, or probably watch. If they watch stuff, they probably watch the same things, as in like the same car stuff, right? It's pretty monocultural in that sense. So in that sense, I don't think it is that interesting. But in another sense, I think that the small differences could be interesting to see. And also, like every track, for example, driving in every track is something that I have not yet done. I have ticked the ones where I have when I have walked in or something like this. It's a very different definition. I think I should tick it in a different way, because for example the Jarama is one I have actually driven in, but in the Aragon one I haven't driven, the Barcelona one I haven't driven, and in the Ricardo Tormo I haven't driven, and in Monza. But in those ones I have at least been in the track, right? I have touched the asphalt because of the competition that I did. So I have touched the asphalt in Motorland Aragon, I have touched the asphalt in Barcelona, and I have touched the asphalt in Ricardo Tormo. But I have never touched the actual asphalt of the track in Monza, for example. But I have been to the old Autodrome, outside. Yeah. If you see here, I have what I have done. WW is like walk, and D is drive. No, P is paddock, and D is drive. So in the Jarama, I have walked the track and I have driven it. No, the W is something else. The TW is track walk. So I have actually walked in the track, but I guess W is visiting or something. And then Monza here, it's checked like that, and it's just an asterisk because I have like just been outside. I haven't been in it. I don't know. It's not good decoration, but it's kind of inspiring in a way. Did you not write a legend? No, I did not do it. Like it was just for me. Right? It was not for everyone else to see. So I thought I would remember, but so I don't exactly know what the W is now. But I think it's nice to have also as a goal stuff. Yeah, I thought it was also interesting as well. I think the W is like watch. Have I watched something? Like, have I watched a race go on this track? And all of the W's, I have watched the race. So, for example, in Monza, I have been to the Monza track, but I have not actually watched a race happen in Monza, right? But, for example, in Barcelona, yes. In Barcelona, yes, and in Aragon as well. And they were races from a competition I participated in, right? So it was also, maybe I should also give a distinction, but I have watched that race go on that track. And for example, in Madrid, that one I didn't, it was not my competition, but I have watched a competition of like track competition or something like this. I have watched cars like running inside or something like this. So it was interesting. Like that is the W. That is what the W stands for. I remember. Like that is what I have done. But yeah, I could write a legend. And I should update the Ricardo Tormo Valencia circuit because I have actually watched something there. Okay, next thing. The ChatGPT thing. I wanted to ask it something. Ask ChatGPT about throwing a rock in a small pond. Okay, I wanted to see how ChatGPT does with this. So, okay, first let me remove custom instructions. and something like I threw a rock to a small pond that was pretty full of greenery. Like clovers, moss, I guess. And after the splash, I saw little bubbles bubble up. Bubble up. And a bit after the splash, I saw little bubbles bubble up. What happened? What's the cause of that? I had a project with a guy, and he always said please and thanks in the box for ChatGPT. Yeah, it's good practice. I'm more straightforward though. When you threw a rock into a pond full of greenery such as clover and water moss and observed bubbles surfacing afterward, a few biological and physical processes could be at play. Here's a breakdown of what might have caused the bubbles. Release of trapped gases. The bottom of ponds, especially those with a lot of organic matter like leaves, dead plants, and algae, can be rich in decomposing material. This decomposition is carried out by bacteria, which consume the organic matter and produce gases as a byproduct, such as methane and carbon dioxide. These gases can get trapped under the layers of sediment or within the plant matter itself. When you throw a rock, it likely disturbed the sediment of or plants, releasing these trapped gases as bubbles. Photosynthesis. In aquatic environments, plants, including algae and moss, and some bacteria, perform photosynthesis, converting the carbon dioxide during daylight hours. Oxygen produced in this process can get trapped or under or within the dense plant life. Disturbing the water can release this oxygen as bubbles. Interesting. Physical displacement. The simple act of throwing a rock into water displaces the water and can cause air to be briefly trapped under the surface as the water moves to fill in the space where the rock was. This can form bubbles that quickly rise to the surface. Moreover, the movement can dislodge air pockets trapped within the aquatic vegetation or between rocks and soil particles. Anaerobic decomposition. Whoa. In waterlogged conditions, when oxygen is scarce, such as the bottom of a well-vegetated pond, anaerobic decomposition occurs. This process also produces gases like methane and hydrogen sulfide, which can smell like rotten eggs as byproducts. Disturbing the sediment can release these gases as bubbles. The exact cause of the bubbles also could be one of these processes or a combination of them. The presence of a lot of greenery suggests that biological activity, including both the decomposition of the organic matter and the photosynthesis by aquatic plants, plays a significant role in this scenario. Interesting. Interesting. Thanks. Bro. What if I asked Google? Bubbles after throwing rock in small pond with greenery. Lol. All right. Oop. Rating lists. Okay, yeah. I'm going to comment on these couple of things, and I'm going to end the stream. Not much else to say about this. Rating lists. Yeah, I thought of rating lists. Again, right? I was just thinking that I should write more lists. In the meantime, I don't know, just in case they are helpful for someone. First for me, and then if I think that it could be useful for others, just publish those lists. But at least start rating them. And one of those lists was considerations before buying things, and I did it here. I already started the list. And yeah, I thought of more lists in general, but I forgot. So I couldn't remember. Then I thought of adding my Pinterest as a link on my website if I make a website, right? And my website would have a part that is like lists. Just a part of lists of things. Actually, let's add another list. Website list. List of inspiration to write lists on a website. And Yuda, I think he has something about lists on his website. Also Visa with his tweets about making lists, and list of list Wikipedia article / Annie Rao Verda the depths of Wikigirl. Someone once told me if I want to buy something, I should think if I should buy it twice, and if no, then probably not. Yeah, I have I sometimes, not always. For example, this book that I have not read yet, I bought it on impulse. But many things I just buy if I think of them a lot. Right? Like if I wait. But if I could buy it twice, and yeah, that book I could buy twice. So yeah. I mean, your friend is not getting a house, then right? Or maybe he is living in a really small one, right? A one house so small that he can pay like 2 mortgages of the house. That's actually probably a decent advice. So. Okay, one question for you. Are you thinking of buying a house? Because a friend of mine who lives in Germany says that German people don't think of buying houses that much. And I was like, Yeah, okay, maybe not in that case, but I mean, probably you won't do so with cars or something. Yeah. I don't really care to buy a house. So he was kind of right, I guess. You're just like cool with renting, right? On all that. Yeah. I think I'm also that camp, right? But I think that's a really, really rare, well, not really rare, but you could say that there is a pretty rare view that would shock people in Spain, sorry. People in Spain would be like, whoa, for real? Or something like this, right? They would be like, are you crazy? I'm not sure. Home ownership by country. Yeah, Germany is like, Germany is like kind of an outlier here, right? It's like the the lightest country. Spain 75, Italy 75, so these are like pretty similar. Switzerland also 40% only. The Balkans really, really high because houses are probably a gift there. And probably suck as well. I would like to live closer to my family, but I kind of like the easy connection in Berlin. And yeah, buying a house in Berlin is probably difficult, right? Ireland 70%? That has to be a lie. Houses in Ireland are so expensive. I guess people living with their parents or something. Turkey also low. My country, world. Let's see. China high. Whoa. I'd like to see Singapore. Yeah, dark blue. Makes sense. Japan lowish. South Korea so low. Whoa. I don't really need a house for one person. Yeah, true, but like people buying houses, like when you get a family, right? Yeah, if. Hmm. Okay, interesting. Coffin house. Oh, pretty. I didn't get it wrong. I got it right. Thank you. Gesundheit. Is house just Wohnfläche? Kaufpreis. Is house just like this? Or are there like apartments as well? Yeah, this is an apartment, okay. Whew, 655, 3 Zimmer, Grundstück, 45 meters? Oh, that's like garden or something, or what? Propiedad. Oh, like just how much it takes or something. I don't get it. Grundstück. I don't get it. Preisatlas. Ooh, these neighborhoods are expensive. Grunewald. Hause kaufen Berlin, not kaufen house, but it's fine. Grundstück is like with garden. If you look from above, I think, and Wohnfläche is the living space indoors. Okay, it makes sense. That's what I thought. I don't get how those ones are super big, like bigger than the house itself. I guess I don't know. They are either wrong or it's like a strange. Karte. Alles klar. Let's look. It was here, like the super expensive place, right? Grunwald here. Whoo! 3.5 milli. 2.2 milli. 10 million. Neubau. Familienvilla. Mit Luxusausstattung. Bro, 2 pictures and 3 million bucks. Designer Neubau Villa. I'll just casually pay that, no problem. Same. I'll be your neighbor. What is your favorite neighborhood in Berlin? See you there. Oof, 11 million. Probably this one, right? $6 million. 85 rooms. I don't really know any places. Why do you like Berlin then? What did you say before? The easy connections. What? Easy connections to what? Well, ordering delivery. That's actually important. And I do think about that a lot. 7 million. It's the whole fucking building. Right? Nikon. Well, if you need to go to the supermarket, I meet people sometimes, but other than that, I don't have any specific place. Well, if you need to yeah, that is true. How do you say renting? Mieten, no? Ah, Wohnung. That was the word, because house is just house, right? Von 2 zu 1. Kapitalanlage. 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 Aufgepasst. Solides Investment in attraktive Lage. A Wohnung is apartment. Okay, I think Wohnung was like. What is the term for like in general house? Like both, including both. Is there Wohnfläche? Wohnungstyp. Maisonette. No idea. Penthouse. Okay, only penthouses. That's the only thing I want. Treffe anzeigen. Big City Life. Über the Dachens. Berlins. Whew. Berlin is not that expensive actually. Like something like this in Madrid would probably be like, I don't know, like 3 million or something. I don't know. I think it's bad for renting though, Berlin, right? It has like a lot of waiting time and like you have to know people and all that kind of thing. Well, probably Madrid as well, but I guess I would have. Morning. I'm looking at houses in Berlin. It's like 10 p.m. there, right? Yeah, that's horrible, but I got lucky. Nice. Penthouse mit Dachterrasse und Weitblick im Neubau. I want to find, I don't know, a website like this that lets you, I don't know, why don't websites have building height? Not height, yeah, but like number of floors on a building. I want the highest, right? I only want to see from like 12 up, for example, or something like this, right? I only want to see buildings with a lot of fucking storage. If the building is like 5 stories, I don't want to see it. I want to be so up that I can't hear the street. Whoa, secret sale. Berliner Allee. Yes, sir. 25 meters squared. Bro. Nice space. Not convinced by the kitchen, but Stellplatz. Ooh, for bikes. Täglicher Bedarf. Massig. Was ist das? The location exact of the tile. The regular. Kaufpreis 50,000 pavos la plaza. Holy fuck. Well, for that you can just search high-rise apartments, no? Yeah, but do the websites have those? High-rise apartments, Berlin. Yeah, but this is not high-rise, right? Like, this is fucking, 6 floors, 10 floors at most. Like, it doesn't even say it. Visual 70 features. 3 floors. And it's the first result on high-rise. Like, bro. Into German. Alemán. Hochhauswohnungen. Berlin. Wien. Etagenwohnungen. Der Kampf bezahlbaren Wohnraum. What is this? The war for cheap things. Yeah. Nice. My German is not that bad, actually. Sprung ausbrennende Haus. What is that? My German is not that good, actually. But let's see. Okay, this means died, right? 12th floor. I guess in Germany no one cares how you live. Someone has to care. Like, the view changes a lot based on how up you are, right? I think it's because tall buildings are also the cheap Soviet ones, probably, right? So it's like, it doesn't equate quality, I guess. Maybe you can be like super tall, but in a shit place. Or something like that. But I think, like, if you're choosing between like the shit place, bottom floor, like the top floor, like, you choose the top floor, right? Baustart. It's only Baustart, but see, some of those are dope. Die Wiederaufstellung. Oh. Leiden an einem Hochhaustrauma. Gesicht. In den neuen vertikalen Edelquartieren. Let's see. Edelquartiere. Gibt es wenige. I thought it was a place, but apparently not. Rei Ayanami, Germany legalized weed. I don't know. Karl Marx Allee. Der Hochhaus. Typen Hochhaus aus Standardmodulen. Mit einem Panorama-Elbblick. This is what I want, probably. die bewohner der Eigentümer. What the fuck is das? Propietario. Sommerfeste. I don't know. I wanted to find like names of like this is the building, but lol. This is just a random high tower, I guess. Oh yeah, this is sad, but it's covered. Okay, I'm going to end it now. Goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen.